Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to yet another Warframe video. So today we're going to be looking at another Zaw build that I have finished making, and I'm must say I'm really proud of this particular build I've made. I was not expecting it to be so good, but let's take a look at it. So I call it Zazzy Zawy. It's kind of I don't know, after I named it I felt kind of stupid. So it has the Dehtat strike, has the Giant grip, and has Vargajai link. You can get this from, of course, again, Hawk in Cetus on the Plains of Eidolon, next to the Plains of Eidolon. So let's look at the base stats for this weapon. This is, of course, the Gilded Zaw. Attack speed of 1.08, maybe channeling cost, some channeling damage. A critical chance pretty high, 25% critical chance. Crit multiplier 2x, damage block. Status chance is pretty low, lower than maybe some other Zaws you might be able to make. 14% status chance, impact low, puncture kind of higher. It's mostly a puncture slash weapon, but you will see some impact procs as well come up. So these are the gilded stats. So looking at the build here in more detail, using Shimmering Blight, Berserker, Sacrificial Steel for more crit chance, the Umbral mod, and Gladiator Rush for increased combo duration by 6 seconds, and Gladiator Might for increased critical damage. So using both these Gladiator mods would increase your crit chance by about 15%, because you would have a set bonus. Using Blood Rush as usual for 150% critical chance with the combo multiplier. Got hold of this amazing Riven. I got this from a sortie a few days ago. Rolled it to get range, some crazy range, and decent melee damage. Again, negative status chance. I'm not using this as a status weapon. It's mostly a crit based weapon. That's the build I'm going for. Prime pressure point for increased melee damage, and of course added critical chance with true punishment. Right, so that's the build that we're looking at. It increases the crit chance to about 45%. Doesn't increase the crit it does increase the crit multiplier to 3.2 from 2x. Has a medium Riven disposition, that's why kind of easier to get good Rivens builds. I mean good Riven rolls for this weapon, for the strike I mean. Does it reduce the status from 14% to 8.6, but again we're not really going for an elemental build, but just a full IPS build and a crit based build. That's what we're trying to go for in this particular video. Using Ignis Weight and Accelerator Prime, Necros Prime, it does have Arcane Fury. So Arcane Fury would give you increased on critical hit, could give you increased melee damage, which also really helps for some higher tier missions. So besides that, just a regular Necros build, some rejuvenation. You can maybe swap that for like you can swap that for like corrosive projection or something else as you wish. But it's mostly the what you call the Arcane Fury and somewhat the Arcane Grace, but the Arcane Fury is going to really help with this melee based build. So the other important thing to note here is that you got to use for your operator, you gotta use the Naramon house school. And why is that? Is because Naramon, besides the kills from melee, grants additional affinity. That's really awesome. But besides that, you would have this Void Stalker and Void Hunter. So Void Stalker does increase your critical chance of melee attacks by 40% over 5 seconds, which is pretty amazing. So you can get increased crit chance from just being in the void for a few minutes, few seconds, then come back from the void, and then you just do a lot more crits. So it kind of helps on top of that. Void Hunter reveals enemies through walls, that's fine, but the range gradually decreases over 2 seconds, but that's fine. The other one is Power Spike. That's also really helps in this build, is because the melee combo counter will now decay out while in combat by 20 every few seconds instead of completely depleting. So if you've used builds which are mostly based on combos and combo counters, if you just use Xenric or some other widely used non-melee focus houses, focus schools, you would get the melee combo counter to decay out right away if you don't get enough enemies. But this power spike actually helps, and so now you would get the combo counter would decay out by 15. So I guess if you would max this out, you would get the decay to like 5 seconds, 5 every few seconds, instead of completely going away. Executing dash, this is all fine, but it's mostly the so this one increases speed of watch dance, that's fine. Disarming blast, 20% jump 15 enemies, disarming, that's fine, but it's mostly the power spike, excuse me, the power spike and the void stalker. That's what really helps in this build. Yeah, so let's go ahead and use Naramon as our focus school for this video. Actually, the operator is kind of spooky. It looks a lot like me when I was young, so I thought that was really creepy, spooky, kind of. But that's kind of what I looked like before. But let's move on from that. So let's go ahead and use this build in Orc and Derelict Survival. So go up here. So let's use it in Orc and Derelict Survival and see how we do. So you can see I'm going into the void and getting a 40% buff there, which just means that will give me increased crit chance with my weapons. So like yellow crits right away. So you can already see some orange crits coming up. Maybe some red crits along the side, but as the combo counter goes up, you're gonna see more of those red crits. So let's try it again. Void Stalker. I need some more enemies to spawn here. Goes up to 40%. You see more red crits. The only downside of this is that you want to keep your combo counter going up, right? But that 2 seconds in the void, that kind of hurts the combo counter. I mean, it increases your crit chance, of course, but so it helps, but it helps a little bit to get yourself started with some good crits. But the other one, the reduced melee, reduced combo counter decay, that really helps actually more than the White Stalker. It's already giving you some red crits right there. Some base orange crits, about 25k headshot. We're gonna really test this out on ancient healers. That's where I really want to test this out. Right, so it's a bunch of enemies. So this is really good for ODS because of the sheer number of enemies that come at you. And I mean, my personal preference has been polearms. So you can see there's a bunch of red crits. And they're going to be consistently red crits once the combo counter goes up to like 2.5. I mean 3. Sorry, at 2.5. Yeah, so let's speed up this video to like 20 minutes maybe, and see how we're doing against healers, ancient healers. So you can see it's already at 3x combo and it's all red crits, which is pretty amazing. Alright, so let's move ahead to a higher timestamp and see what's going on.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we reached the 20-minute mark and we're getting a bunch of ancient healers spawning. As you can see, the combo counter, I was able to get it up to 3.5, and every single crit is now a red crit. So it's pretty amazing what this build and this weapon can do. So maybe I'm gonna extract pretty soon. But you can see like every hit is a red crit, and this all depends on like keeping the combo counter going and keeping the combo counter up. I don't know if it can go up to 4.5, maybe if you go longer and you get a lot more enemies, a lot more hordes spawn. But I'm just using my melee weapon, just haven't even used the Ignis Weight or any other weapon, just despoil, just desecrate, and melee. To a point like, I don't know, maybe my melee button's gonna break, but oh, just reached 4x combo counter, so that's pretty amazing. So the crit I think goes up as well as with the combo counter. So yeah, definitely past the 20-30 minute mark you get enough enemies and enough time has passed that your combo counter is at like really high 4x, and it will not disappear right away with the Narmon house, Narmon school, focus school. That's the advantage of using Narmon as your focus school for a melee playstyle, is that of course the combo counter doesn't go away. So it's a good way to CC these hordes of enemies coming at you with Exodia Contagion. Kinda hits them with viral damage. I hate getting pulled in by an ancient healer, but they just stand no chance against this weapon and this build. Like every single crit is red. It's really crazy, huh? So again, a 4x combo counter really matters in this case. I mean, I guess 3.5x, or when it was 3x that was also red, but I don't know if the critical damage goes up with the combo counter. I don't know if there's a mod for that. That might be worth looking into. Like, is there a mod that will give you increased crit chance? I mean, increased crit multiplier. Yeah, crit multiplier with increased combo. Yes, I think that's it. I would be extracting. That was a good session. Got a bunch of nanospores and mutagen samples which I was looking for. So this is really effective. Like, I do this solo a lot these days thanks to this build, and just find no problem just soloing through 30 minutes of ODS. I could have gone the extra 5 minutes, but I'm probably gonna end this video here. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, so give it a try. I would really love to hear about what you guys think about this, or do you guys have better ways to build this weapon? You guys have better ways to build a different kind of Zaw, maybe? Do you like crit based Zaws, or do you prefer Zaws to be all like status weapons? So let me know in the comments below if you can. I'd be really appreciated. What do you think about this? But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.